What's up, DJ fan? Welcome to another video on the channel. Welcome to another episode of Start to Spin. My name is Diego, also known as DJ Pretty Boy, alongside my boy Shay, also known as DJ Shay. And together we started this journey to talk about DJ related content, such as tips and tricks, of our experiences, our knowledge, and just share it with you guys. So whether you are a seasoned DJ or a new DJ just getting started, this is the spot to be. And with that being said, let's go ahead and roll this intro.
Yo, what's
Yes,
up?
sir. We're back to another episode of Start to Spin, and you guys already know we at it again. And today we have actually a great topic that it was proposed by Shay. So it was, it's a good topic, and actually we're going to talk about two things, but I believe that both combine within the same subject. So as you guys saw on our thumbnail, we're going to talk about the expanding your business, when to expand your business, or how do you know to expand your business. And the other topic that we are going to touch base on, that I believe that it goes in correlation with the expanding, is going to be the how to get on a preferred list. And we'll touch base on that as well. But go ahead, Shay, and let us know.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a broad topic, but I think it's something that all of us should think about. It's like when you start DJing, you obviously you do it, you start because you think it's going to be fun, and especially us, right? Like we did this because we love it, and it started off as a hobby and then grew into a professional sort of service that we do. But, there's always an opportunity to treat it like a business, and like any business, there's opportunities to grow. So the number one thing that I think, with growing the business is marketing. And as DJs, the biggest thing we have is social media. Like I think that's the number one thing. It's probably the number one thing right now. And then I think with time, and especially as us in the wedding industry, as our couples get younger and younger, and they're the more social media influenced generation, it's just going to get more and more important to have a social media presence. So, marketing in general, there's so many different ways to do marketing, but I think social media is one of the most important things. So that's why I've been trying to focus more on my Instagram, and I'm a little bit on TikTok, but like I just repost the stuff from Instagram on TikTok. I have like 2 followers on TikTok. It's not like anything. It's not going anywhere right now, but I want to build it. I want to build it because if people search me, then at least I'll have something on TikTok too. So yeah, marketing I think is the biggest way to sort of expand your business, and then and get more clients, get noticed more, and get people booking you.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so my way of my process of knowing when or how to expand your business. First of all, you need to realize that if there is a consistent demand, and if you find that you are your current DJ services are actually you're getting booked constantly, then turning up away from clients because you're not available due to another event that you already have for that day. It's huge. That helps you realize that then, like, I might need to expand my business, get another DJ up here so he can handle the gigs that I can't take on the same day. Like, but now don't get it twisted, don't get it confused, thinking like just because it happens one time or twice, then oh yeah, I need to get it. No, this needs to be a constant thing. Like I'm telling you, if there's like throughout, there's what 25 or 24 weekends in a year,
Weekends.
right?
Yeah, I think so, right. No.
Oh, however many weekends are in a year. If
Wouldn't there be 52 because there's 52 weeks?
okay, well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, right, double that.
Yeah, whatever. However many weekends.
Yeah, there's a limited number. That's what the point is.
Yeah. So if you see yourself getting asked or to DJ or double booked on several of those weekends, then that is like a red flag, letting you know, hey, you're doing something right, but you're gonna need some help. And
Mm.
that's when you look to possibly expand your business so you don't let those clients go, and then you have more opportunity to service more clients. Another thing is the increase in your revenue. So if you monitor your revenue, you see that it's like your income is growing a lot, but in a steady, constantly steady, then the profit is gonna help you to build and expand your business. There you go. Thank you, Jason. 104 weekends.
Yeah, 52 times 2. What's up, Jason? Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, this makes sense. There's 52 weeks, and then
Oh,
Saturday, Sunday.
I said 24. I'm tripping.
You could say Friday, and then you have another 52. Then you have 156.
Okay, well, you guys get my point when it comes to when it comes to expanding. And also, Jason, please feel free to give us your input, because you're also looking into expanding by next year with your
Multi-op.
with the multi-up, and having your nephew DJ after he's completely ready to DJ for you. So another thing that, besides the demand and then the revenue, it will be like the service requests. Clients asking you for like offers, or for example, if like there's different type of events, and can you perform in every single type of event, meaning you're not just a club DJ, you're not just a wedding DJ. Can you do like a baptism, or those little events? Every single event you take helps you grow, and with that growth, it comes with expansion. You get better. Another thing is your market analysis. So you gotta find gaps in the market where you are, and see what things are missing in that gap, that you can fill. And by doing that, means more bookings for you, means that you're able to expand and get better revenue, and get a bigger crew for you, because the revenue is growing, you're coming along. So that's another thing. Also, you got to take in consideration, what's it called, the operational capacity. That's another one. I'm
Damn,
telling you.
bro, you can do the MBA out here or something, bro.
No,
You do teach that.
yeah, it's because I'm like, at one point I thought about, like, when I get to that point that I want to like expand, I want to be ready. So
Yeah,
like, so right now it's just me, just me, and like I take Christian with me.
right.
But if by any circumstances, I decide to go all out and expand and get another like couple DJs and more people to come, like, do more services, because I have been like two or three times has happened to me that they want me on the same event, and I can't.
Yeah,
So that's another that it's huge. It's huge. Like, you don't want to say no to everyone, but you have to, because you're already booked,
yeah.
and then you lose that client, and you lose the possibility of getting hired from other events within that party.
Right, right. Yeah.
So that's another thing. The Well, let me see what else. Oh, your reputation. Reputation
Mm.
is huge, and so positive word of mouth is very important, like crucial. Referrals are so important, because that helps you get more gigs, more events. So that's definitely a very, very crucial thing to have, the positive word of mouth. So, and then I always say this on my videos, at the end of my videos: do in every event, doesn't matter how small it is, give it like 100, 200, 300, 500%, because you never know who's watching, and your next client might be in that event, and you might think that it's just some slight, or, oh yeah, it's just this type of event, like, fuck it. No, like, even if it's 10 people in the event, you perform like it's the last day that you're gonna party, like it's like your retirement day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you had to give it 100. Out of those 10 people, one will hire you. You know what I'm saying?
Or
Like,
they'd be like, one of their friends daughters is getting married, and they're looking for a DJ, and they're like, "Oh, hey, I just went to this party. This guy was amazing." You know, it's like exponential. You know, by who it could reach. It might be 10
correct.
people there, but they know 10 other people. You know, and
Yeah,
that's 100 people.
and that helps you when it comes to like getting more hires, getting hired for more often. Then that helps you capitalize your business, and that's one thing. Another thing, like your financial stability. Once you need to make sure that you are financially capable of holding your business when you expand, because obviously, like any other business, when you start, it's an investment. You're
Mhm.
investing in your business, and you most likely the first year or so you either gonna come close to zero, or you're gonna come out short. That's very rare that someone it actually, like, like on the
Makes
first
profit
year or so are like coming in green. You're either at
unless you
zero.
buy all used gear like I did.
Yeah, but even then, because as a multi-up is different, because you have to learn
Yeah, when you're
how to pay
multi, yeah.
people. There's a whole bunch of things,
If
and
you
I'm
go
pretty
zero
sure.
to multi-up,
Yeah, so and you know that there's a lot of things that could go wrong, and it's coming out of your pocket, because the DJs that you're hiring, they're not gonna pay for the stuff, unless you have a contract or whatever. If they bring their own stuff, then you're only getting 40%. They're getting 60% of the event, because that's usually what they do. Um, when they bring their own stuff, then they want the 60% of the sales, and then you get the 40. So
yeah. So what I'll say. So the reason I brought this up was because I was in the situation where I was like considering. I'm like, all right, should I have this gig coming up, but I'm not going to be able to do it. Should I try to contract it out to someone that I know and send them, as a subcontractor? Because like I was saying before, like I've done a lot of subcontracting gigs, and I personally like that more than like me being a part of somebody else's team, like officially, because it still gives me the flexibility to do my own events and stuff like that, and still fill up my calendar with these subcontracted events. Anyway, so I was thinking, because I had this event, like I was gonna turn it down, or just like be like, send it over to this other guy. But I was like, this it's a small event. It was on a weekday, and the guy was hitting me up sort of last minute. And remember, I have that assistant that comes out with me. He has his own setup, like his own basic setup, like two tops and lights and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what? Like, why don't I give it a shot? Like, I trust this assistant. I haven't seen him perform yet, DJ, but he's been to an event with me. I talked him through everything, how I do things, and it's a small event. I'm like, hey, you know what? Let me see what this guy says. So I told this guy for the first time. I've never done this before, but I was like, I'm not available, but I have a DJ that I work with that might be available, if you're interested. And he was like, yeah, sure. Like, let me know. And so, it turns out the guy who was my assistant, he is available, and he was down. Like you said, I offered him. I actually did two. I did 2/3 and 1/3. So I offered him, I'll keep a third for all, like, I handle everything with the client. I handle all the communication, contracts, payment, all that, and I'll give you 2/3, and you do all the DJing, and you do all the setup. That's all on your own. And he was down for that. And at first I was kind of conflicted, because like we were saying, we're like, hey, we do this for fun. We're not thinking about this as a business and trying to
yeah,
make money off of it. I'm like, why don't I just send this gig to him? Well, the way I sort of thought about it was, this kid, he's like just out of college. He's still, he has the skills, but he doesn't know all the behind the scenes, bookings, contracts, how to talk to clients. So I was like, it's actually kind of a win-win in that situation, because this kid gets to get some experience, do an event. He gets a gig, and then I who have the experience now handling the contracts, how to negotiate. I do all that for him, and he doesn't have to worry about that. And I can teach him that slowly as he gets experience with me. But
mm,
it kind of takes it out of the equation for him. And the client ended up booking actually like a couple of days ago. And so now I'm on the books with this kid for the first time. I'm doing like a subcontract. So he's going to represent me while he's there, but he's not like he's still going to be able to do his own events in the future and stuff like that.
But
So
he's not working under your name. He's working under his name, just as a subprime contractor.
no, so when he's there, right? Like, he like basically what it's going to be is that if somebody asks him like how they can book him, then he has to share like my name. Like you reach out to Shay and he can book me. But like I'm not gonna be like, yo, like you can post stuff on Instagram, like if someone asks what your Instagram is, you can share what your Instagram is, and I'm not gonna like police that. But if it's like someone asking how can I book you kind of a thing, then you say that DJ Shay, and then he's not gonna be like have a banner up with his like entertainment company name or anything like that. So he's there under my company, like he's representing me, but it's not like it's not like out in the open, like, oh, this is DJ Shay Entertainment, like all that kind of stuff. It's just like like if someone asks him how do I book you, then just out of like professionalism and courtesy, it's like, all right, you would reach out to Shay and then he would book him. But it's not like like we were saying before, like you can always go behind people's backs and stuff like that, and I'm not gonna like come after you legally for that,
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes, But I think, like you were saying, right? So when you're thinking about expanding, like I'm not at the point where I'm not booked every weekend and stuff like that, but like this was like a one-off kind of a thing where I couldn't do it. So like it was kind of an opportunity to I'm not like, he's not like on my team exclusively, but I still get a chance to sort of expand a little bit and get some extra money, work with another DJ, and do it the subcontracting way. So I think it might be like a good, like it could be an in between step between you going from a solo op to a multi op, when it's like, all right, you go on your website, these are the DJs in Las Orcas Entertainment, that kind of a thing, which is like the more of the multi op thing that I think we think about.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, definitely. And just one thing, like with what you said regarding the guy that you refer. So you're planning to show him how to handle contracts and all of that? Like, are you going
if he wants to? So that's the thing. I'm being transparent with him, because one of the things I wanted, and I didn't like when I was subcontracting, was they would just be like, all right, it's gonna be $500. I'm gonna pay you $500 for this. And I wouldn't have any like idea about how much it's in total, how much I'm getting, how much he's getting. So I told him straight up, I'm like, look, like I'm gonna try to get, I told him, because it's a small event, I was like, I'm gonna try to get $1,000 for him. So if I can, I'll give you $650 and I'll keep $350. But if he negotiates, I was like, I'm not gonna go lower than like you getting $550. So basically you'll get somewhere between $550 and $650. And the guy ended up negotiating with me a little bit, so I'm doing it for $900 for him. So I told him, like, I give him $600 and I'm gonna keep $300. But I wanted to be, most guys, I don't know if everyone does that, and also, like you said, like 60-40, I'm doing 2/3, 1/3, or 66% or whatever. But and some people do less than that. I've heard some people, like the subcontractor, they'll give them 40%. Yeah, something like more than that. But I think it's fair if you're doing all the labor and the DJing. It's like that should get at least 2/3 of the work in my just but you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I purposely kept it transparent with him, and then I sent him a contract, like as a subcontractor contract. And then if he asks me stuff, like I already discussed the price with him, which is the biggest thing, and then like contracts and stuff, and a lot of it is just how I talk to the client too. So if he's interested in that, he's also works with me as my assistant. So I'd be down to do that kind of thing. But I think it depends on the person too. Like if this is a young kid and I'm kind of doing like a mentor kind of thing. But if it's like somebody who's like, let's say I'm doing it with you, it's just like, all right, this is how much I'm gonna give you. Like I'm not gonna be like, hey, like this is how I do contracts and stuff. It's like it kind of depends who the person is and like where they're at and what they're trying to learn.
Yeah. So exactly the same thing happened with my boy Randy.
Yeah.
He's just starting, right? And so he actually got the gig for the school.
Yeah.
And like he's new. And he was like, yo, like come with me. I went with him, whatever. And then I took all my setup, because he only have the 2G2s, the CLX G2s. That's the only thing
he doesn't have any. He doesn't have like a controller or anything.
No, he has his controller is like beat up like bad.
Uh,
So he's gonna get a new one. He wants to get the T7 too. He likes it.
oh yeah.
So he's trying to get the T7. But like right now, like he's not like he's a, like money wise, it's tight right now for him.
Yeah.
So like I'm trying to help him as much as I can. So like I made his logo for him, his business
Oh,
logo.
nice.
I just built that for him. Uh, and then he even asked me like, "Yo, how much should I charge next year for this event?" And I was
Mhm.
like, "Look, I don't know how much you charge today." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I only charge 200." And I was
Oh,
like, "What?" Yeah, like he only charged 200 for the event, and I'm like, "Hey, like, it's you, but next time, no less than 500." They already saw what you can bring
right.
into the table. Like I was like, maybe it's not me next year. It's gonna be you DJing next year. But at least they know that they're gonna get lights. They're gonna get a sub. They're gonna get two tops,
Yeah.
and they're gonna get a good time. So do not go less than 500.
Yeah.
I don't know how school works. I don't know how they work because I've never worked with the school
Yeah.
before.
I never done like a public elementary school. I've done colleges, but not like a public school.
Yeah, so I've never done any of that. So I don't know how much to charge or how do they charge for that. I
Yeah. I feel like they can afford more than 200, but
Oh yeah,
I don't
of
think more
course.
than 500. I think probably 500 is probably probably they're pushing it for them. Like an elementary school, not a prom, but I'm talking like these that kind of a
Yeah,
party.
oh no, definitely. Prom? No, prom is
Yeah, that's gonna be like
that's more than
wedding type money maybe, but
yeah,
I've
yeah,
never done
definitely.
prom, but
Even more. I think it's more expensive to do a
oh
prom.
really? Well, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, if those setups some people be bringing out to proms are crazy, but yeah, I think for that kind of thing, I think $500 is probably a reasonable budget.
yeah. So I mean, that's what I told him. I was like, look, $500, and that's the minimum you take. And he was like, okay, I'll put that next for
Right,
next year.
right.
And I'm pretty sure they'll call him again because
Yeah, because you killed it.
well, yeah. But I told
Well,
him like
we
next
want
year
that guy, but like, yeah, that guy.
I'm gonna be a subcontractor then.
That guy's gonna be double booked. Yeah, yeah. So then you could see, so it's like that one's different too, because it's like you were there with him and stuff like that. But it's like imagine if you got a gig or like a small gig and you weren't available, and it's like you were like, all right, I'll send Randy, but like maybe he doesn't know like the negotiations and he's still learning that stuff. Then you could handle all that for him, and then you could be like, all right, I'm gonna pay you whatever whatever you want to pay him, and you're going to keep some of it, but the client deals only directly with you, and then he just shows up. But I told him is like the client's going to prepay me, like you don't pay anything to the DJ at the day of, you don't owe him anything. It's all I do all the payment with the DJ and stuff like that. So like that's kind of the situation, like if you have somebody that you can that would be down for something like that. And anybody at the end of the day though, right, they're still coming out. The client booked you because of the experience, whatever, maybe word of mouth or maybe the reputation that you have. This guy booked me. I think he found me on Instagram, so he liked my content, and then he reached out to me. So he's kind of expecting a similar type of a DJ that can do something similar to what I do. So it's like that reputation, that guy, the guy who you're sending still has to uphold that at the end of the day. So it has to be someone that you trust and somebody who you think can perform. Because if something messes up, they've been talking to you, they're gonna come to you and tell you like, hey, like the guy you send was crap. So it's still like reflects on you and your business at the end of the day.
Yeah. So that's one thing that I'm like iffy about. So and that's why when I refer to people, like when I refer to somebody else, I literally give them their number, like call him and deal with him.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with it. All I'm doing, and I'm doing you a favor, telling you I can't do it, but I'm not recommending. I'm just telling you there's somebody else, the DJ.
Yeah, like if you're someone else you're interested in that,
Yeah.
does this.
So I tell them, like when they're like, "Can you recommend me somebody else?" I say, "Look, I'm not recommending, but I'm telling you that this person DJs, because if they don't like him, they don't like the way he DJs, they're gonna come to, hey, like you recommended him and like he
Right.
sucks." And I can be like, hold up, I did not recommend him. I just told you he's a DJ. If you like him,
Yeah,
cool. If
deal
you
with it.
don't like him, you know.
And that's what I used to do. That's what I would do all the time. And with my friends, you know, I've built some friends around in the area, but you know, I think it's all about you need to be able to trust whoever it is before you expand. You know, and I was thinking about you know, like, okay, how do people, like these big businesses, right? They're hiring so many people. People are coming in, coming out all the time. But I think when you start off small like this, it's still so hard, you know, to expand like that until you build and you can trust the people that you're bringing on, you know. So it's like for you, for I think Randy's like Pee Wee you already work with, you know, but like someone like Randy who you've seen him at a bunch of events, you've talked to him, you know, he's responsive, you know, he's, you know, reliable, he's not going to ghost you, and then you see what he can do. Then you might be comfortable, like, all right, I'm gonna try, you know, let my first subcontract maybe be someone like that, you know, that you worked with and that you trust. But like just, you know, someone random, which is crazy because I've had subcontracts from people that found me on Instagram, like other DJs that I never even met them before, and they're like, yo, I'm in a pickle, like, can you cover this event for me? And I never even met the guy before or after the event. I never even saw this guy. He just paid me and I went and did the event for him once. I've done like that. I could never do that. You know, I think and you're probably the same way, but it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you kind of have to build that trust. And like, once you have someone you feel like you can trust, then it's only like, you know, you feel like you could possibly expand like that.
Yeah, and imagine like big companies would have like 10 different DJs, and
Right.
and that's the thing. Like they ain't got nothing to lose, because if they have one bad, you know, that DJ sucked or whatever, and they get sued for that, they let him go. You know, they let the DJ go. They pay whatever they got. And then
Yeah.
they move on. But for us, it's like a huge impact. Like for you, if they sue you because they suing your company, oh, like, you know, you, not the DJ, because he's a subcontractor under your name.
Right.
So if something happens, something, let's say in a wedding, something happens and they go to civil court for it, you
Right.
have to be there. And if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
lose, you're paying,
Right.
not the
Right.
DJ. So, you
Yeah.
know, those things are like just,
Yeah, you're taking on that liability, and I mean, we're talking about, I don't know how much, you know, how much people get sued in the DJ industry, you know, I don't know the numbers and stuff, but one thing that I put in my contracts just for this situation is
don't
I
do
write
it.
yeah, this is not legal advice. And I've never even talked to a lawyer about DJ. So take that extra. It's not legal advice. I've never even talked to a lawyer about. This is all just stuff that I learned from YouTube. All right. So don't take this with a heavy dose of salt. But you could put in your contract that, you know, the total liability, um the total in any circumstance, the total liability will not exceed the amount of this contract. So basically, like, you know, someone can't be like, all right, I'm going to sue you for $500,000 because you screwed up my wedding, but your contract was like $2,000. You know, it's like, all right, look, the max you could sue me for, or like I could owe you, is $2,000. And hey, I've never been in this situation before, but look, I would gladly refund someone their complete wedding if it saves me like some big ass headache. If something really bad happened, right? Like I'm like, yo, here, take your money back. Like, I'm sorry, this is not, well, I would apologize, you know, take the money back, you know. But basically what it is, you can put in your contract that you know, like the total liability won't exceed how much the contract is for, because like someone can't sue you for some ridiculous amount for a $2,000 DJ contract. Now whether I can hold
Well,
up in court and all that stuff, the legalities of it, I don't know, but I've heard people saying to do that, and so I have that in my contract too.
I mean, I guess that's a good thing to have in your contract. I don't know how well or how much weight that would have,
Right.
because when
I
you
don't
go to when you go to court, let's say I'm suing you because you fucked up my wedding or whatever. I
Right.
go to court and I say, well, I'm suing Shay for, I don't know, $80,000, and
Right.
my contract with you was only 2,500, but
Yeah.
I'm suing him for $80,000 for emotional distress. You, no one can put a price to the emotional distress.
Yeah. So the idea
So
is that then in your contract, say, look, you signed here that all circumstances, like you can't, the total liability isn't for more than what the contract is worth. So I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know a lawyer. I have no idea if that can work. But I've heard multiple people say to put that in there. I put that shit in there. It's one line, so I put that in there. Let's see. I mean, hopefully, I never have to find out, you know. But
yeah,
that
hopefully not.
that's in there, and that's why, you know, like I said, I'm not sending this kid to do a freaking wedding. You know, I'm sending, if when I start, at least the starting, I'm sending small event. This event is on a Wednesday evening, you know, in somebody's backyard. It's a backyard tent event. So, you know, the stakes are lower. It's a pre-wedding event, but it's like at their house, and you know, it's like a weekday kind of thing. So I'm like, all right, it's a low stakes event, like low price. And look, for me, this is another big thing. I didn't mention this, but a lot of DJs won't even tell the client. The client might book that DJ, but they won't even tell them that I'm sending somebody else, right? Or they'll book, and then maybe they get a bigger ticket inquiry. That DJ will take the other one and then subcontract this one out, and then someone will show up on the day of, and the client will have no idea. I was like, look, that's super shady to me. Like I could not. Sorry if anyone watching, like that's what you do, but that's a shady to me. Like, you know, if I was a customer, I'd be pissed off if that were me. So I told the guy straight up, I'm like, look, it's not going to be me. This is who it's going to be. If you're interested, like, you know, let me know, kind of a thing. So he knows who's coming, and it's not going to be me. And I've worked for guys too, where the guy tells me, hey, when you get there, tell them that I couldn't make it, but you're my partner, and you know, we work together a lot, because they don't know that I'm not coming. They don't know that I'm sending you. And I'm like, yo, bro.
Yeah,
like,
see, that's one thing I'm like against. Transparency is key. If you're not showing up and you have someone else doing it, you gotta tell them, look, this came up, and I'm not making it, somebody else doing it. But another thing, just because you already booked this one, and then somebody else comes to you, offers you more money, and you're gonna leave that one, that's not professional.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like your word means a lot.
Yeah.
And if you break a word, and you know,
I agree, dude.
It's horrible.
It's that. People will let it happen, and clients will let it go. Like literally, my cousin got married, like her wedding, like multi-day Indian wedding, so huge, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the guy they were speaking to just didn't show up the day of. He sent a completely different team, like different company guy, and they were good. But I was like talking to my cousin. I'm like, oh, like did you guys know you were booking this guy? He's awesome. They're like, we literally have no idea who this is. Like we were talking to a totally different guy. Like at the wedding, she was telling me, it's like, I don't know who this is. Like, I'm glad he's great, but literally, like, I had no idea who this guy is. Like, it's crazy. Like at your wedding, I'm like, bro, like I get to know the client so much, and then like, I don't know, man. But people, you know, people that really just treat it like a business and are just like, you know, making these types of crazy decisions sometimes. Yo, Smiley, what's up, bro?
What's good, Smiley?
Bro, we're talking about expanding, doing subcontracting, you know, adding DJs to the team, stuff like that. Do you like subcontract and stuff? Do you have like other DJs you send, or do you just book and do your own events? That's what we're talking about.
I'm very intrigued and interested to see Jason's nephew DJing an event. That'll be cool.
Yeah, so that's like Jason's also, you know, going into the multi-op, but it's also, you know, it's when it's somebody like starting off as his nephew, right? So it's like, all right, you know the guy, you have that connection.
The thing is different though. With Jason is different because Jason is molding him to however he wants him to DJ and however he wants it to work. Obviously, his nephew will put his own, you know, spice to it, but the base is the same as Jason. So he has the confidence that his, you know, his nephew is gonna do what he was taught to do.
Right.
So that's the
and I think that
you going with someone that it's already a DJ. When you get someone, it's already a DJ, already experienced. They do their own thing. They read the crowd their own way, and you know, everything is their own way, and you're just paying them to do the service. But you don't know if they're gonna do what the client wants them to do. They probably do something else. Well, what if the DJ like gets drunk on that event? You know, like you don't know none of that stuff. So it's just crazy, a little scary to me.
Yeah, it is scary. You gotta take a leap of faith, and that's why you really gotta trust whoever it is. And I think like what Jason's doing, right? Like you kind of mold them, you groom them. That's what I see a lot of the successful like multi-ops. When I say multi-op, I mean you go on their website and it's like, here's our team of DJs. There's like 5, 6, 10 different people. Like these are our DJs. They're not doing other events and stuff. So a lot of times I hear it. It's like they get people that are just like really good, really outgoing, really and really just happy and I'm gonna party people, and then they mold them into DJs. They're not necessarily have any of those skills beforehand. Let's see what Smiley said. So it's my friend and I. My brother also knows how to DJ, but he's not doing it much. But if it's either of us, we let the client know. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, so you guys are kind of doing like almost like a partnership kind of a thing then.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it sounds like. But
Yeah.
see,
So
that's good because at least they let them know, like, hey, it's not gonna be me, it's gonna be him, or it's me,
right.
not
Yeah.
him.
I think that's
They
key,
know.
dude. I mean, I don't know. Most of the guys on YouTube are, solo ops and stuff like that. So you don't really hear about it much, but especially with these like Indian wedding DJs and stuff, there's so much like there's people with big teams and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna assign somebody to you. But like I said, my cousin's wedding, dude, they sent somebody else. They had never even spoken to this person before. Like, and it was a completely different team. Like no affiliation. Obviously, like, they subcontracted it, but
So kind of something like that happened to me as well, and with regards to like kind of like subcontracting. So there's this lady that like you hire her and she finds everything: the venue, the decorations, the DJ, and all of that. So and then like the first time that she hit me up, she was like, okay, so it was a Thursday, and
mm,
then she calls me and tells me, "Yo, my DJ that usually does my events can't make it. Like
mm,
I don't know what happened to him, but he can't make it. Can you make it?" And I
mm,
was like, yeah, sure." Like, and she was like, "Yeah, so how much do you charge?" And I was like, "Well, it depends. Like how many hours. I need to talk to the client." Like, and she was like, "Oh no, you don't need to talk to the client." I was like, "Yes, I do need to talk to the client. What you mean I don't need to talk to the client?
yeah.
How
She
do you
was,
want me to work for someone I don't even know?
yeah,
Like, I need to talk to her." And she was like, "No, I got all the information." I was like, "No, give me the client information. Let me call them. I'll talk to them and see if see if I'm the best fit for them. Because just because you're calling me telling I'm a DJ, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be like the best fit for every single event.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? What is the one country? I'm not a DJ. I'm not a country DJ. I can't
yeah,
do that." So, like, and she was like, "Well, and I was like, "Give me the phone number." And then she was like, "All right, but like how much you gonna charge me?" And I was like, "Well, it's a quinceañera, so like, and you want from this, I think it was like 6 hours." I was
oh,
like,
wow.
like the minimum I'll do is 1,500. And then she
Mhm.
was like, "Oh no, that's too much," but because I will pay my other DJ 900. And I was like, "Okay, so no
So
then."
she's probably charging them more, she's
Yeah,
charging the client more.
yeah, exactly. And then I was like, "So all right then, I guess you can find somebody else."
Yeah.
And then she
See,
was
that's
like,
why in those situations, I like to know. People don't tell you, but I like to know. Like she's like, if she's transparent with you, I go, listen, like the client has already paid me this much, or like, whatever she said, 50. Maybe they paid her 1,500, and I can give you this much. So yeah, at least you don't know if she's BSing, but at least you can work with them. Like, all right, look, okay, I want you have to make some, I'll make some. You can have a better conversation about that kind of a price, but
yeah,
yeah,
but that's exactly what I'm saying. She didn't want me to talk to her. The thing is that she has like the packages. So let's say if you get the venue, the decoration, the DJ, and whatever, the food, all of that with her, you pay, let's say you pay 15,000 for the whole
yeah,
thing. So out of that, how much is she setting aside for the DJ? Really,
right,
$900?
yeah,
No, you flipping.
yeah. So
And
she's
for
profiting
a
on that.
15 minimum is 1,500
Oh, nice.
minimum. So all the work that you have to do and all the freaking like preparation that you have to do,
All the
like,
emceeing.
yeah, and a quince it's more stressful than a wedding is.
Hmm.
Real talk.
Oh,
There's more things to do. There's more steps. There's more like it's like a high maintenance event.
yeah,
Way more than a freaking wedding. So I'm like, no.
yeah, 900. Oh, let's see what Smiley said. He said, if one of us aren't available, we are upfront. Nice. We won't subcontract for someone else. If we can't do it, we advise to try to contact other DJs. Yeah, so he does it like you do. And then 100. If we as DJs have to speak to clients directly, planners actually want their cut when you give them a price. Yeah, it's interesting actually, because that could even lead to our next next part of this, which was like being on the preferred vendors list. Because planners have their preferred vendors too, because like you said, like that guy who probably couldn't make it was probably like her go-to guy. Like, all right, you give me bookings, I'm gonna do it for 900 for you every time. And so what kind of preferred vendors list do you want to be on? Like, would that be worth it? Where it's like you have to give them a reduction in your price, but you can get more bookings. You have a more steady stream of bookings that way.
Yeah, and then that's another thing that I always like tell majority of my friends. I'm like, there's two type of DJs. The one that wants to stay busy and charge less, or the ones that charge what they charge, but they're not as busy. And at the end of the day, they're both making the same amount of money. But this one is making it with less gigs. This one is making it with like working every weekend, 104 weekends. It's making like 104 weekends, making 60,000, and this DJ that only worked 60 weekends made 60,000. Why? Because the other one is a higher end, not necessarily better. It doesn't. Just because you charge more doesn't make you better. It's just
But the thing I'll say though is
you can't charge here. You can't charge the same thing that you would charge in Texas or in like North Carolina, because the cost of living is completely different. Or like from here in New York, like you guys are your shit expensive.
Yeah, it's more out here. So what I'll say though is like, to get to that point where you can charge more, it's like you still have to maybe you're not like, okay, you're not doing that grinding like all these small events doing as much, but you're gonna charge less, and you're gonna have to do more in the beginning, get more events, so to get your name out there first, because it's like you can't just come onto the scene and charge. So it's like it might be a good setup for somebody who's like new and trying to get their foot in the door, get more experience. And it's like, all right, I'll do it. If I can get gigs from you, I don't have to worry about the marketing stuff and stuff like that. Then maybe someone like that would be down. But like you, for example, it's like you're not trying to be booked every weekend and 2 days a weekend and stuff like that. And it's like, no, I'm not gonna kill myself every weekend to do quinceañeras for that price.
Yeah.
Smiley says, it's crazy because my cousin is a planner. She asked my friend and me how much we're charging and gave her a startup price. Where it's like, that's kind of high because I won't make money from it. Damn. Yeah. See, they're thinking about you like literally like a subcontractor.
No, they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves.
Yeah. No, but see, I you know what? Like this, like that lady asked you, and now he's saying it too. When people ask like, okay, how much do you charge? I like to just tell you like, okay, look, like when I do subcontracting, right? It's like, all right, I have this availability. This is how much I can pay you. Do you want it or not? Like rather than like being like, all right, how much do you charge? Then you telling them and they'd be like, oh, that's too high for me. They're like, like it's like if you have the gig, it's like, and you're in the industry too. It's like, all right, I can pay you this much, yes or no. And it's like, all right, no, that's too cheap for me. All right, then I'm gonna look somewhere else. Because they already know how much they need to pay to make it worth it for them. So she could come to you and be like, hey, look, my budget's 900. I have a quinceañera. Are you interested or not? Then you could tell her yes or no.
That would be different. That would be completely different. If you come out to me like that, it's completely different than telling me how much I charge and then you telling me a different price.
Yeah, like, like how can I won't make money off of that. All right, then how much, like, what the number is. Like, tell me what your number is. And it's like, with clients and stuff, it's a little different. Like, there sometimes clients will come to you like that. They might be like, I'm looking for a DJ for this budget. Like if they're like they've shopped around and stuff. But when you're talking to someone else in the industry or like another DJ, I just like to make it like, hey, look, this is how much I can pay you. Are you interested or not? All right, but she was assuming we're gonna do package stuff. We said no, we speak to clients directly. We're not lowering our prices so you can get your cut. Yeah, so I mean, why not? She can just tell you like, hey, to make it worth it for me, I need to charge. I can give you $1,000 or whatever. Whatever it is that the number is for her, and then you can just be like, all right, that's not gonna work, or maybe it does.
Yeah, but that's exactly that's what I'm saying. It's just if you're in the business, you already know how this gets run. So if
Yeah.
you're calling somebody else, if I'm calling you, and I'm asking you how much you're gonna charge me to do an event that I can't do, no, I'm just gonna be like, yo, look, I charge this. Can you do it?
Yeah.
You say yes
Yeah.
or you say no.
Yeah,
Period.
yes or no, then you're done. And it's like, all right, the other problem, because I've had this too, where it's like, hey, I'm in an emergency, you know, like my guy canceled, like I need your help, and then they're trying to lowball you. It's like, hey, I thought you were in a freaking emergency. Like, what,
Yeah,
you know, like,
it should be more, not less.
yeah, it's like, what are you talking about? All right, then, like, still, all right, I'm not gonna do it. Like, you know, you're the one that needs me. Like, you know what I'm talking about? She's like, my mentality with everything going up. Yep, we need to increase our prices too. Definitely, people don't realize that. Yeah, dude, 100% agree. You know, it's like our prices have to go up, and like, yeah,
But
there
but
has to be, you
the
know,
thing is that the people don't really consider like DJing as an actual like a hard job. They think it's easy. So for them to hear
yeah,
1,500, 2,000, 300, $3,000, it's like wow, like that's crazy. That's way too much money just to play music. Like they are so like in the unknown of what takes place and in preparation, like all the hours we do, like
yeah,
we're the first ones to be there, we're the last ones to leave, and like a 6 hour event for them is a 6 hours. For us, it could be a 20-hour event because you got to take in count all the time that you spend preparing for that event.
yeah. And the other thing is people don't realize, like, yes, it's the skill, but dude, all the equipment, man, like loading that stuff into your car, setting it up, them basically that they're renting that equipment too for the time that they're there. Like the
Yeah,
price that they would pay just to rent it without having to go and pick it up and set it up, all that labor, it's people don't realize that a lot of times, like how much work goes into that, and how much you're paying just for the equipment to be there. And then on top of that, you're paying for the talent too. So it's like, and photographers, videographers, like, yes, they spend a lot of time. It's an art form, but they
they,
have, compared
they
to
get
the
paid
amount
more
of
than we
equipment,
do.
yeah, compared to the amount of equipment they have to bring to, the amount of like back breaking labor that goes into it is so much less on top of that.
Uh,
Yeah, this is my said, with
yeah.
emergency, I pushed the price up. Yeah, exactly, bro. It's like last minute ban, the band doubled the price because the original band backed out. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Last minute, it's like, okay, you're not trying to like screw someone over, but it's like, all right, he's giving me my asking price. Like my like, it's not like 1,500. You're not like, all right, I'm doing like $10,000, something like extorting them. But it's like,
No, no.
it's like 1,500, and like, all right, you're gonna charge, and then you're gonna try to like lowball me and negotiate me when you're like trying to find somebody for the next day. It's kind of
And
crazy.
you're in 911 status, and
Yeah,
you're gonna try to lowball me, and
bro.
I'm just gonna say no then.
Yeah,
Like
then
it happened to me with DJ. Like he out of nowhere, this number came, like texted me, and it was like, "Hey, I know you're a DJ, and I got double booked. Can you take this event?" And I was like, "Okay, what type of event is it?" Oh, it's like, "Oh, it's a wedding." And I was like, "All right." So like, I'm gonna give you the information of the client so you can call and talk to them, and here's the timeline. So he sends me the timeline, and then I was like, all right, so how? But right before I opened the timeline, I was like, all right, but how much? How much am I getting paid for this? And he said $500, and I was like, I was like,
oh,
whoa! And then I opened the timeline, and it said that the event started at 2. It was over at 10. 8 hours. Eight
oh
hours
shit, bro.
for five hundred
No
dollars.
wonder, hey, no wonder he got double booked, bro. He probably tried to get his ass out of that contract. He's like, yo, I'm doing this 8 hours
Bro,
for $500. He's like, oh, I got double booked. I need help.
I
Like,
was like,
bro,
I was like, sorry, not doing it for $500. And he was
dude,
like,
that's the thing. They'll tell you everything. So that's the other thing, that when someone's trying to subcontract you, which I don't like, they'll ask me, hey, are you available for this date? So then if you say, yeah, I'm available, and then they're like, all right, good, I got this event for you, like, oh, this. I'm like, okay, but like, what's the price? Like, oh, like I can only do like $500 or something.
it's like
I'm
they
like,
tell you everything but the price.
yeah, the
And then
price. And it's like then they know you're available, that you could do it, but you're not doing it, and like, you know, it's like, yo, like, just give me, like, this is what it is, this is the price. Are you interested or not? You know, and then like maybe you can negotiate, like, hey, look, I can't do like 500, but like, all right, I'm free, like I'll do it for like $700 or something. You know, you could go up after that, but at least you could.
If I'm at 1,500 and they tell me 5, we'll do
No,
a
no,
thousand.
I'm not saying for a wedding. I'm saying like just from some random event. But all right, the time, yeah. One guy tried to lowball me because he had an event at home with tents. I gave him a price $1K for the hours, offer the regular booth all day. Nice. Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. I try to stay at, for random, like, you know, regular events, like around 1,000. He said it was too much for a home event with tents. I went over the hours. Yeah, lower to 1K. Yeah, I wonder if he took it, dude, because I feel like, you know, it's like they might not, if he still took it at that.
For a house party with tents, what is that? Like,
oh, like they have a tent in the back.
Oh wait, did Smiley provide the tent?
No, I think he had it. It's probably the guy had it.
Okay.
No, but that's why I like to stay. I like to stay around 1,000, and then, you know, also like my goal isn't to book with people that are just looking for the cheapest DJ. You know, like I feel like that's not me. It's like, you know, so there's somebody else. If the goal is that they want me because they value the music as well. Yeah. And then, you know, then they'll be willing to pay a little bit more. But it's like, you know, if you're just looking for the cheapest DJ, like, you know, that's just not me. And I feel like, you know, people will do, like I said, people will do house parties, these kind of backyard parties and stuff for $500, no problem, maybe like less than that. But that's why I stay around $1,000 for those, and then maybe negotiate down a little. Like I said, like this one I did 900. It was a weekday and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's still, I think that's still considered like pretty expensive, especially for people that are shopping. They're like, hey, we just need any DJ. Any DJ will do. You know, like we just need the speakers and the mics and music. Then, like, you know, $1,000 is going to seem like a lot to all those people.
It doesn't work like that, you know. It's like they feel like just put anyone there and then they can play. It don't work like that.
Right.
But like that's not like $1,000 for a house party. That's I mean, in your area might be good, like here for a house party. I mean, how many hours?
Yeah, like nobody's gonna pay that.
How many hours?
Yeah, so I wonder. See, the guy had the tents. The tents, tables, chairs come up to 1,000 or 2,000 alone. Renting out tents are not cheap. Yeah, I want let us know if the guy actually booked you.
How many hours were you supposed to DJ for?
Yeah, let us know how many hours and if you actually booked. I feel like for these types of events, right, where people are doing like bare minimum house backyard, it's like I usually end up getting them around $800 to $900. But I also won't go lower than that either.
Doesn't matter the hours.
5 hours.
5, okay.
Yeah. But then I'll also be picky about those. Like I won't just do any like random ones too sometimes, because it's like, oh, that's $1,000 is too much. And I'm like, all right, like. And I'm getting like weird vibes from them, like they just want me because they're just looking for cheapest price. Then I'll be like, all right, you know, sorry, I can't go lower than that.
So and at least in my area, what I do is I do 500 for 4 hours in a house.
A house party.
Yeah, 500 for 4 hours. Why? Because I only take 2 speakers and my controller and my computer. Yeah. So it doesn't take much. And then I take my booth lighting now. And I do my booth lighting thing. That, you know, I use that as light. The
IR4s.
There's very, very easy. Now, if they require me to take like a sub or something like that, like in the backyard, okay, now we're talking about more equipment. Yes, I'm gonna charge you a little more, but maybe like $750 or so. Right. But like, see, the one in 6 hours and I ain't booked. But see, later find out they hire mariachis. Dude, mariachis are freaking expensive.
Oh, really? Yeah, see, that's crazy.
Oh, bro. What? Mariachi is $600?
How much is it? How much is it for you?
Oh, they charge 1,000 or more, because I mean usually there's like 3 or 4 of them. So like they all have to get a cut.
It just depends on the supply and the demand, I guess.
And depends on how many singers and guitarists and violinists come, and you know.
I do think to book, like, let's say you want to close those house party bookings, like you don't want it to be like, you know, I do think $500 is what people are usually around looking for, you know, for $300 to $500, is what people are expecting. Like the general person that's like, I want to have a DJ at my house. It's just like my family and friends, 50 people, I don't know, like 30 to 50 people. I think everyone's expecting to spend $300 to $500 on that.
And that's the common ground that I got, because I realized that again, it's not a lot of equipment. I'm not there 2-3 hours before. I'm there 30 minutes to 40 minutes before the event starts, because literally my setup is real quick when it comes to like house parties. So I do that. But when it comes to like, you want me to like set up like a sub, or you're having a quinceañera or a wedding in a house, the price is different because there's way more preparation. But if it's just a regular birthday party at a house, I do $500 for 4 hours minimum for 4 hours. If you're like calling me for 3 hours, I'm like, sorry, no. Unless you pay me 500 for the 3 hours, I'm okay. But 500 is the least I'll take.
Yeah, well, it depends too. So like as you get more booked and stuff like that, it's like you said, you don't want to be on the books for like a house party. Like obviously you'll do it, but as you get more and more weddings and stuff, you don't want to be on the books for like a $500 house party and then giving up a wedding or a quince that you booked yourself for this house party for.
I mean, it has happened to me. Like I already booked the house party, and then weeks later somebody wants the same day, but they want a quince or a wedding, and I have to say no because sorry, I'm already booked. And it sucks, but I already gave my word, and to me my word is like huge. If I already say I'm doing it, I'm doing it, and the only reason why I'm not making it is because I'm dead, or else I'm going. I don't care how sick I am, I'll go. I'll tell like nobody get close to me, but
that's why I also like, I don't take that many bookings, but that's also why, like, for some of these, I'll negotiate, like I said, down to like 800. But then a lot of times I'm like, look, like, I don't really want to do this event. Like, I don't really like this client, like, or whatever. Like, the vibes that I'm getting aren't great. And I'm like, so I don't want to negotiate with them and go do this event for them and then potentially lose out on something else too. Because obviously at the end of the day, I'm going to do the one that I signed for first. But your Smiley said, yeah, thinking of it that way, because they make $600 in 2 hours. I got to be there 6 hours. Yeah, that's crazy. For $500.
Anything over 4 hours, like 6 hours, that's 2 hours extra. At least for me, for 6 hours, I'll be charging $750 to $850.
Yeah, and then I did another house party.
Like how far it is too.
Ended up making $1,500 on it. Damn, they paid 2 hours extra after. Damn, that's sick, dude. 2 hours. I've never gone overtime 2 hours. Have you? I've never. Well, you had that one like all night thing. That was some crazy shit.
I've made more than $1,500 in one night.
I had like an hour and a half over. They paid me for it like 2 hours. They were so drunk at the end of the night, they didn't even know what they were paying me. I was just like,
so question. Oh, Smiley, let's say for you, how much are you charging for overtime? How much do you charge for overtime?
So at weddings, weddings is $300 an hour, and then which never goes overtime because it's always at a venue or something. Like it's done. So I just write that though. And then regular events, when it's me booking it, it's $200 an hour, and then in my subcontracts, it's usually $100 an hour, like from the the guys who I work with. So,
but that's even if it's a wedding, as a subcontractor, still $100.
Yeah. It's just like $100 is like the guy that I usually do events with. That's just his like standard thing. So, but that's the thing, like weddings never go over. The times I've gone over with him, like doing events for him, have been at like house parties, because you could stay as long as whatever. Like it's a house.
And same thing with me. In my head, it's like I'm already there, and if they want me to stay an hour longer, I'll just charge $100 more. From
my thing with that is though, my dog. I always have to get home to take my dogs to the bathroom, so I'm like, if my dogs are holding their pee longer, I gotta get paid for that shit. So I'm like, I'm gonna get out. If you don't pay me, I'm getting out right at 10 because I gotta get home. My dogs are waiting for me.
See, and that's the thing. Like my dog too. But $250 an extra hour. Wedding quinceañera $350. Okay, for weddings and quinceañeras, I charge $250 for extra hours. I do $250 for extra hours, and for house parties, I do $100.
Yeah,
But
two fifty for a
I
house
think I'm
party is
gonna
good,
bring it
dude.
up.
Yeah,
350. That's
250.
not bad.
That's why I do 200 for those myself. I mean, the subcontractor guys I have no control over, but I do 200. And then
On
I
house
mean, you know,
party.
the other thing is right when you have it higher, it might dissuade people from going overtime too, because they're
Well,
like,
it depends. To me, it depends. Like usually, I say 100, but if I don't want to stay,
yeah,
that's when I say I say, oh, that 200,
yeah.
or I say 250, and they're
Mine's in
like,
my
oh
contract.
man, why so much, man? You're already here. Blah, blah, blah. Like in my head, like I know I'm already here, but I don't want to stay. I
Yeah,
want to
you
go
want to get
home.
out of
Like
there.
I'm done. I'm tired.
Yeah,
So
mine's in my contract, so it's all in there. But
so you do contracts for house parties too? Like when you
yeah,
do your own?
I do everything, dude. I'm trying to make it like as legitimate and like because then when I say the higher price too, then people get that like, all right, like okay, this guy's doing it like all legit. You know, it's like I send them a contract, they have to send me a deposit, they have to pay me ahead of time, all that stuff. Like I do it all the same for house parties and everything. So I think I definitely lose bookings because of that. You know, because I think Indian people are same like Hispanic people. Like they're like, hey, I'm gonna pay you cash the day of, you know. But I'm like,
Yeah.
no, like this, we do it. This is how I do it, like all proper. So, because I kind of I like getting I've kind of gotten over some of those clients too that are like just like casual, like hey, they're trying to negotiate with me at the end of the night. Like, I'll pay you $400 or something. Like they're trying to negotiate me. I'm like, I don't, I can't deal with that. I just get the money ahead of time. I don't have to like come after you for the money, ask you for the money, stuff like that. So I keep it all consistent, house party or wedding or whatever it is.
Okay. Well, maybe it's something that I need to start implementing. For house parties, I don't do contracts, but
Yeah,
everything is in. But I make sure that everything is in text message. So if
right.
they call me or anything, like let's say somebody calls me, they wanna hire me, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Like it's a house party. Yes, house party. It's gonna be $500 for 4 hours, and they're like, okay, cool. So right after we're done talking, I send a text message with everything. All right,
Yeah,
so like we're gonna
so it's all there in
please send me,
writing.
yeah, please send me your address, and just to have a confirmation, this is gonna be a 4 hour event. It's gonna be for $500, and you're gonna deposit right now. Well, not I don't say right now, but you have to give me a lockdown fee of
Beforehand.
250, and then the rest you can pay it whenever you want.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I
so
mean, I think this goes into also like sort of expanding your business, right? Because I like for this kid, right? When I'm doing this first subcontracting, I made all legit. Like I sent him a contract, and then once he signed it, I sent him like a booking confirmation email that had just all the information that he needs, and then I sent him a deposit too in this one because I'm like, look, if the guy cancels last minute, you get to keep this deposit too. I got a deposit from the client. But I sent him a deposit, and I was like, look, this deposit also ensures to me that I have you locked in because I'm depending on you for this to show up
yeah,
there. Like if you don't show up and you take a different gig, I'm screwed. So
yeah,
I'm trying to do that all like like because when you expanding, you got to like have these kind of systems in place too. Because you can't. It's hard to expand and then have everything like just based on word of
and
word.
it's only fair because if the client is giving you a deposit, you can give the DJ that you're
Yeah,
having to go. Like it's only fair that you
yeah.
that you do that. That's a good thing.
But most subcontracts is like, like you said, like I never had a contract with any of the guys I subcontracted with. I never got a deposit from them. It was just like, if it got canceled, I'm out of a date, even though I'm holding it for them and stuff. But
Oh,
I
oh
I'm just
no,
doing it.
with
I
me
just
and
do it
the
this
and the
way.
lady, like after the first event that like I took it at the end. Um, After that, like I always get a deposit. Like she'll give me half, and then the other half she'll give it to me that the day off
No, that's
the
good.
event. So,
Yeah.
that was
That's
it.
good, yeah, because so she like that, and I think that's like that shows professionalism too, So it's like when you're working with other people, and you're working with other people in the industry, and they're like, all right, this person's like giving me deposits. This is all legit, It's not like now I told her I'm going to do it, but now she's shopping behind my back for other DJs or something that'll do it for cheaper for her.
Yeah,
But
and,
let's see.
that's another thing. Like because a lot of people when you hear deposit, it means it's refundable. That's
Yeah.
why I don't use deposit anymore. Like I use
Oh.
lockdown fee.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because
So,
when you say if you tell me if you tell me a deposit, if I give you, let's say, if I give you what you let me borrow, you gotta give me that deposit back because that's a deposit.
Oh, I
If
see what you
you don't
mean.
take it, so I changed that wording in my contract. I
Yeah.
don't put deposit anymore because
There's a word for that. Like a booking fee. I don't know. There's another
I
word for
call it lockdown fee because you're
lockdown.
locking down the day for
Yeah.
me. So
Yeah.
you're locking me
Well,
for that
I'm
day.
gonna skip ahead. I'm gonna come back to your other comments, but yes, that's why I write non-refundable deposit, like that's in my contract too. But I think there's also a word for it. But yeah, I write that too, non-refundable. But let's see what Smiley said. I seen a DJ my cousin's graduation. I saw his website. He charges $12.50 with Cold Sparks and Dancing on the Clouds. Oh damn! In my mind, I'm thinking he didn't really make a
With
profit.
Coach Sparks and Dancing on the Club World, he tripping.
He must have like a lot of extra friends or people that he can bring all the time.
Yo,
So
that to me, Cold Sparks and Dancing on the Club, you're looking at 3,000
oh damn.
minimum 3,000.
So I think you go more. Your pricing changes way more on your equipment too. I don't offer any of this stuff, but that's
I mean either. Cold Sparks, I don't do Cold Sparks because I
yeah,
just don't really care. I like them, but don't care for me to use them.
yeah.
Like to have them. But the Dancing on the Clouds, yeah, that's 350. Period. And
And the
I'll
lower
tell you
tier.
right
Oh
now,
wow!
you
So
can.
he for
And I
two
think in New
fifty.
York, there's a lot of DJs in New York that like can charge like $500 for Dancing on the Clouds. But
Oh
here
yeah,
in
for
Virginia,
sure.
350, it's like standard.
Yeah, and then it's usually here. It's like people charge like $250 per cold spark. So if you get four cold sparks, $1,000. But then you
Yeah.
have to have the Chauvin ones. But anyways, so he's saying basically the guy's lower package is 1,000. So for 250 extra, Cold Sparks and Dancing on the Clouds, man, that's a freaking deal, bro. He must be
No,
sitting on
that DJ is losing money. What do you
yeah.
mean?
Because how much do you pay for the ice? How much does that charge? Like $40 for the ice?
$40 for around, yeah, $40 for the ice.
40, yeah. And then the Cold Sparks, you have to refill those too. And I think the
And
package,
the little granite thing is they're
yeah,
expensive.
it must be at least $10 an event for that.
Yeah, but still you're still taking the cold sparks. Like
Yeah, so
I feel
that's
like
just the charge, and then you have to have extra people to operate all that stuff.
well the cold sparks, no, you don't need you can operate it yourself. But
Yeah,
the
yeah. The
dancing on the
dancing on
cloud,
the Clouds.
it's better if you have somebody else helping you out because
Yeah.
it's the ease of now worrying about it. Because it could happen where it happened to us in one of my weddings. They we were supposed to use the oh my god, bro. One of our weddings, we were supposed to use the dancing on the cloud, right? But see the venue was like a I don't know if you've seen it. I've been in that event like in that venue twice, but the first time it was an all green, like we had an all green
Oh,
thing.
the circular, the one's like a circle.
Yeah, the one that I was like, I don't even know like how many and like how many things
Yeah,
were
yeah.
there that
I
the
think I
people
remember
were
that.
not. It was a Sunday gig, and there were like not danceable people, not danceable crew or
Mm.
whatever. And so we were supposed to use the dancing on the cloud on the first on the first dance, but the dancing the machine was outside of the venue, because there was like there's plugs outside of the venue and
Oh,
around it. So
yeah.
I let it charge there, and dude, we forgot. We literally forgot about it. And then the funniest thing is that they did their first dance, and then we started dinner. So I'm like talking to people, I'm like, yo, Pee Wee. So like right after they do the dance, I mean, right after the dinner, then they want to have the father daughter dance, and then the mom and son
Yeah,
dance.
mother son,
You
yeah.
know, yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, and don't forget. And then we both just like stop. I stopped. We both looked at each other. We turn around and we see the freaking machine behind us just charging, and we were like, "Fuck, we forgot."
Oh
And then
shit!
Pee Wee
You
started
charge them.
tripping. He was like, "Dude, what are we gonna do?" And I was like, "Look,
Just set it off
just
right now
tell them."
during dinner.
And I was like, "Look, just tell them that we're gonna use it with the parents. So while they dance with their parents to give a better effect." And then he told them, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, they were like, you guys are right. That sounds pretty cool, like with the parents." So we did it with the parents, but oh my god, bro, like that shit, oh, it
Dude,
was
you're
so
lucky you had
stressful.
you lucky you had chill clients, bro.
It was
There's
so
a bride.
stressful.
The bride would have stopped the thing.
I don't,
Where's the dancing on the clouds? The
yeah,
middle of it.
yeah. It only happened like, again when I have Dancing on the Clouds. I usually take someone with me, somebody else. But the
Yeah.
person that, or my friend that was gonna come with us, I think he got sick, so he couldn't make it. And again, Pee Wee and I were not used to doing it. Like we know how to do it. It's just that we're not used to it because we have somebody else doing it all the time. That
Yeah.
we totally forgot about it. And
Oh shit. That's funny.
ah,
Dude, that's
it
good though.
was
At least it didn't end up like you had to refund them or something. But P 500 for Dancing on the Clouds, 350 for Two Cold Sparks, 450 for Cold 4. That's pretty good, dude. And
yeah.
especially if
But
you
also, Smiley's in California, so
no,
$500.
Smiley's in North Carolina, dude.
Oh, I thought it was in California. Okay.
Emerging both lighting country.
Oh, both light. Okay.
Yeah.
So whoa, 500 in North Carolina. Goddamn.
Yeah. But that's the thing. If you sell it individually, but then you can also package it. Or if someone's trying to negotiate with you, like, hey, can you give me $200 off? Be like, no, but I'll throw in 2 Cold Sparks for you and charge you the same amount or something like that. You can use it instead of reducing your price, you can add it in and still make the same amount of money and still maybe get the booking. Yeah, ice alone is $60 to $80. Yeah, bro. I don't know. I've never even looked into it. Let me see. I'm in North Carolina. I check out Rick Webb to make sure the boat lighting packages go out. Yeah, that's true. You could be like,
I don't know why. For some reason, I thought it was in California. I don't know why. But the Dancing on the Cloud, like I usually when I go and get the dry ice, I go for I buy 20 pounds of dry ice, and it's usually about $50, $40 to $50, because it's never 20 pounds exactly. It's sometimes it's like 9 pounds one bag, and then like
where
10
do you
pounds.
get where do you have to get it from? Are they open on weekends?
There's two different. No, they're usually the places where they sell the dry ice pallets. They're like special stores that they're only open Monday through Thursday.
Oh,
Yeah, or Monday through Friday. And
damn.
then where I go is called Harris Teeter. I don't know if you guys have it over there
We
in New
don't have
York
that here.
or in North Carolina, but I go there and they sell like the bricks, like the big bricks.
Oh yeah.
So those you have to like
Break
smash,
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you throw it in there. But you get a way better effect with the pallets.
Yeah. More
Yeah,
surface area.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's better.
That might be the Smiley and the 13 on my YouTube name.
You know, I don't know why it's 919 at like Baby Cereal 619. So probably that's why. I don't know.
Oh, they have Publix. They have bricks at Publix there. That's pretty cool.
Smiley, have you tried pallets? Because I done like my first event that I did, that Dancing on the Cloud. I used pallets, and like the effect it's way better
It was way
with
better.
pallets. But you have to get them. You have to purchase them on a Friday or Thursday, and at least the places where around me they work Monday through Thursday. So there's no point, because if you, let's say if I get it, oh excuse me, if I get the dry ice, the pallets on Thursday, by Saturday, if I get 20 pounds by Saturday, I only have 5 pounds left, and that's it, because
Yeah, it evaporates.
it evaporates. Yes, so I will have to buy probably like $80 worth to make sure that I have some left, and it's not worth it. So I just wait.
Yeah, he says he hasn't tried the pellets yet either. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it does do a better effect and a bit better coverage. Instead of having everything like that, it goes like sparse like in the low lane, like literally on the ground. So it's nicer. But I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do with what you have, and the
yeah,
dry
we'll
ice.
see. You need a person for that. You need to have
Yeah,
somebody for that one for sure.
yeah, because you need to like be, especially with like, let's say you have big venues. and or you have like the fan going, you need to make sure that the machine like you move it around so you get like you cover around everywhere, or else it's just gonna sparse right before it hits, it hits them. So
The
there's
AC.
a lot of things that you have to take in consideration when having like the dry ice
Yeah.
machine working. But
So I've never done it, dude. I do the easiest stuff that I can, but stuff that's
but
effective.
yeah, but with regarding back to the preferred list, go we sidetrack like real
Oh
bad.
shit.
Just real quick, a few things about preferred list or how to get in a preferred list is one is building relationships. So you can establish a relationship with managers and venues. Like that's another thing that can help when you attend to the venues like really early. You set up and then you get to talk to whoever's in charge and all of that. And like if you have a good connection and they like how you do your DJ, like the music and all of that, at the end of the day, they're gonna have you, probably in the preferred list. If you like once you leave everything clean and all of that. Um,
Yeah.
Also make sure that when you're providing your service is high quality service. If you want to be called for that for those uh, venues, you want to be in the preferred list, you need to provide high quality service because that's the attraction. You got to show that you have the DJ skills, your music selection is on point, your equipment is like nice, and like like you don't want some raggedy ass freaking speakers. Make it look nice, and then have the client and the venue happy with your services. Again, like me, I use a lot of tape to tape out my cables and things like that. At the end of the night, we go ahead and like remove all the tape, and we don't leave it in the floor. We pick everything up, we clean up all our wherever we were, we clean it up as clean and as spotless as we can leave it. And then they will appreciate that and they'll remember that, like, yo, this DJ is very clean, blah blah blah. They do
Yeah.
that. Also, you can seek recommendations and testimonials from venues, and that will also can help you in getting into the preferred list for other venues. There's another thing that you can do, which is attend venue open houses. There's
Mhm.
a lot of venues, especially like the ones that are starting, that they get into the open houses, and you just go to their venues, see the open houses, and see like potential clients as well as the venues, and you can land into one of those preferred lists. Which they actually, I believe it helps.
Yeah.
Now you can also offer like customizable services, like not just one service. Oh, like you have different ways, different services that you can perform. Like maybe one day they want you, like Smiley has like the cold sparks and the dancing on the cloud. Maybe they don't want you for the DJ, but they need you for the dancing on the cloud and the cold sparks. So gotta be open, and if you do that event, then more gigs are gonna come to you, and then that's when you can start pushing. Okay, like I can do this, but let me go ahead and do the DJ too for this amount of price. And like that's when you like get into the preferred list, and like have different services. It will help you a lot when it comes to like getting into this list. Also, you got to stay updated with like the trends in the industry, all the good stuff. You need to the cleaner, the nicer, the slickest you have your setup looking and all of that, with or without the facade in the back. Uh,
The white setup, all
the
white.
white, the all white setup, that's nice. That's slick. So that's another thing. Maybe I'll get the 28 G3s,
The threes,
G2 or G3s,
G3.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, they
28
come in
G3s,
white too.
all white. To have my white
That's
setup.
the one I have. That's the one I have my eyes on, bro, for my white speaker purchase. That's the one I'm looking at.
Yeah, and then with that, another one again is the professional presentation. If you provide your high quality service and attach with your professionalism and your presentation is top notch, you are going to be in the preferred list of a lot of venues. Just make
Yeah.
sure that you got everything looking nice, and you would definitely be on those preferred lists. Also, collaborate with other planners. That's another thing. Like network with other planners around your area, help them out, and they will help you out as well. Like, it, I don't know, offer to, like, whenever you talk to clients, that's what I do. When I talk to clients, I always ask, do you have an event planner? Do you have a day of coordinator? And if they say no, I'm like, well, I have couple that you can work with, and then I
Mm.
give them their phone number, and I let them know, hey,
That's a good idea.
these people are gonna call you, whatever, and then they do the same. They
They'll do
call,
the same for you.
yeah. So pretty much, I'm in their preferred list, if you want to call it, if you call it like that. And yes, just make sure that you follow up with all your communications. Maintain your communications. Like, don't do no open end conversations. Just try to be as comfortable talking to vendors and venues and wedding coordinators, wedding planners, because it's like a whole circle, and eventually from each person you'll get something, and
Yeah.
vice versa. You will provide the same thing. If you see that, hey, so and so referred me to you, and oh, who, oh, okay, oh yeah, she's the event planner, yeah, she's the event planner. So you remember that, so the next time you want to do, like, subconsciously you do that too. You're like, well, I know an event planner, her name is so, and there you go, back and forth, and then now she knows that you recommended her, and then now she's gonna recommend you even more. So like, puts you on a preferred list, which gives you more chances to get more events. So that's another thing. I don't know if you have any other things.
Nah, bro, I think we covered it, but I like yeah, when you refer to other people, just building those personal relationships are like the biggest thing, where it's like, if somebody likes you and you've sent stuff to them, they'll send stuff to you.
Yeah, I forgot the photo booth. If you open photo booth, that's another that's another one. See, I forget photo booth. But yeah, the photo booth right now, it's big, and there's a lot of people that are just making a lot of money out of just photo booth. They don't DJ, they just do photo booth, and they're making good amount of money. So
Yeah.
that's another thing that you guys can, like, implement into your arsenal. And as long as you give and project a good vibe, and, like, your equipment and yourself is professional, and like, you have this outgoing, this nice persona to show everybody else, you're gonna get events, you're gonna be in preferred list, which is gonna help you to expand your business if you're looking to do so. If
Yeah.
not, you can just share, like, give it to somebody else, or like Shaby is doing now, you can subcontract to other people,
Someone else.
whatever floats your boat.
Yes, sir. No, that was a good summary. Well, we're past. Well, we're doing this every time now, so we just have a new time, new ending time. So we're past our scheduled time.
Yeah, but that's our thing to say at the end. Oh, we're past the.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
Check the regular photo booth. Yeah. Yeah, I might look into that too, but like something super easy. But yeah, that seems like a good easy add-on, and just put it there. No, I'm not gonna do it with an assistant for now, but one that's like iPad photo booth or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I have an iPad. I just need the photo booth.
Just put an iPad on a freaking stand on the ground and be like, all right, it's your photo booth. Yeah, there you go. Just put that on a stand and, like, all right, photo booth.
Yo, I've seen people do that.
Really?
I've seen people do that. Literally.
Like professional, they charge for that?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
shit.
I think they charge like $100 per hour. Because you have to.
I guess, yeah, you could do that and then just download that app, the Lumo app or whatever.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of apps that you can download. So
Yeah.
use an iPad photo booth.
Yeah, that's its thing. Yeah.
Thing and some Timu props.
Yeah, you just put the iPad up there and you just need like a nice covering for it. It's just whether it's just a stick is like it's doing the same thing at the end of the day. But yeah, obviously just having like a stick is gonna look less professional.
My wife actually talked to me. She wanted to get one of the iPad photo, like one of those 10 photo booths.
Yeah.
And she was like, I really like the salsa booth. I was like, but that's overpriced. We can get all the ones.
It looks nice.
Cheaper.
It looks nice though. That's the thing.
Like, it's overpriced.
it looks nice, and then it comes in a flight case and stuff. But yeah, it's crazy overpriced. So you gotta check out this one Smiley was talking about on eBay.
Which one?
Remember I think he was saying no salsa booth. Yeah, he got one off eBay that was like $250 or something.
Yeah, I told her, I was like, nah, like, man, you tripping. I'm not paying no $5,000 for a freaking shell. Because it's a shell. That's all it is.
You don't pay for the iPad separately.
Yeah, I mean, I already have the iPad, so I don't have to worry about that. But god damn,
Yeah,
you gotta
I
pay
think there
for
must
the
be,
app.
if you shop around, there must be some good looking
For
iPad photo booths out there.
yeah, that's true. You gotta pay like 1K, 1,000 for the app to turn the ring light. See, that's stupid. I think that's dumb. I mean, it works for some. Don't get me wrong, but personally, I would not spend that much money on a freaking.
Is it really $5,000? That's crazy. I thought it was like $2,000, but still.
I don't know, with the flight case and all of that. I honestly don't know. I was just saying the price, but it's just overpriced.
I think it's 2,000, but I think it's still a lot compared to $200.
Yeah, if you can buy something from around like between $200 to $500, that's it way better, and it does the same thing as that one does. Because with the salsa booth, you need a specific salsa booth app, and that app is expensive.
Yeah, the $18 a month for Luma booth. That's the app, Luma.
Luma booth is good. I like it. I tested it, and I liked it. So the Luma booth, yes.
Oh, maybe that's the next step.
I got my money back quick. So, but you got that one with eBay, right? I'm gonna look into eBay and see if that one. Because oh my god, that one, I think will be much easier to sell than the 360. Real talk. I'm not saying that the 360 is not easy to sell. It's just that it's a lot of people that don't know what the 360 is, and I don't know. Some people just think it's. A lot of people think that you're actually gonna spin, like you're gonna spin.
It's a carnival ride.
Yeah, something like that. So I don't know, but yeah, I'll look into something like that.
Yeah, they're not. I don't look like they're $200, but look, I found this already.
Okay.
iPad photo booth. This big ass flight case.
Well, but that's 600. That's not bad. Like that's something. I'll buy it.
iPad stand. This one's black. I mean, this is just one that I clicked on, but you could find there's a bunch of them like this on there. You get a white one or something.
With the roll case, okay.
This actually looks pretty good. Like, you know, if it was, I mean, I don't like the black, but if it was like in white.
I was just gonna say, did they have it in white?
Yeah, they probably do. Dude, look at all these up here. What the hell is this? Oh, what is that? A sticker on the front?
A sticker?
Oh, crap on here.
It's on eBay, but I got it on the Walmart website. I got it on Walmart website because of
Walmart.
Anything. I can go return it at Walmart nearby.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he got a white one too.
White one.
So you got the white one at Walmart too?
Bro, I might check this out too. Then. $600. If it looks like that, it looks pretty good, you know, if it's white and stuff.
I ain't got a roll case. I leave mine built and just set ahead another venue quicker. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but you know, like, also you want to protect your investment. If it's that much, depends on how much it is.
Yo, this one is wild. Look at this one. It's got like a screen on the front. LCD. It's like a Toad Booth friggin' iPad.
Yeah, but so it projects your phone. Like you can.
Yeah, you can put
mirror your phone.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's too much.
900, but I don't think that's.
It's nice, but I wouldn't spend that much money on that. Like I'll probably get it back, which is it's a high investment for.
Well, look, you sell it twice. Like if you spend $1,000 on your photo booth, you sell it twice, you got it with money back. Walmart website.
Yeah, definitely. If I get one, it will have to be white because I didn't like the black ones.
I think white for sure.
Yeah, that's what I would do too.
Bye, bro. I gotta head out.
All right, guys. Smiley, appreciate your time.
Yeah,
It was fun.
Smiley's been rocking this whole time. He got on. That's why we stayed an hour after Smiley joined.
Yeah.
Next week we're taking a break. July 4th, holiday. Happy holidays.
Oh yeah, guys. Happy holiday. Happy 4th of July. Oh, we won't be on here because we're taking a break. But we'll definitely be there on next Thursday.
The week after.
We'll see.
Yeah. But should be back again July 11th. So enjoy your 4th of July, everybody. Enjoy your 4th of July, Smiley. Good night.
Good night,
Happy
guys.
holidays.
Peace.
Peace.